Hey guys, welcome to Tars37. Today I'm reviewing this, which is the Marvel Legends Sauron Build-A-Figure. So this is pretty cool. I've been collecting this and building onto this for, I think, about a week or two now, and I finally got this guy completed, and he looks pretty cool. So, yeah, I definitely love the designs on the face. I think they did a nice job with this, with the mold and the eyes and the mouth, especially the paint here. It kind of transitions from kind of like a darker to a more yellowish green, and it looks really good. Pretty cool. And one thing I love is the articulated neck, or not neck, but jawline, so you can move the mouth up and down. They don't do this on a lot of the characters, but it's something really cool, and they do it with a couple of them, and I really like it when they do it. And yeah, it's pretty neat, and it's also a lot easier than an alternative head. It's easier, I guess, for them to make, and with alternative heads, sometimes they don't always go on right, and they can be a little frustrating, so I like having that. And I love the details on the tongue and the teeth. They look really good. And I also like the head and body were a complete piece with this figure, which I think is something I talked about when I reviewed the Deadpool. It's pretty cool that they put them together. I also like the designs on the chest. You can see these kind of like scales, and they look really good, and they're yellowish green, and it's really nice. And then down here we kind of have like his pants section, which is pretty cool, and it's got some like kind of on this belt you can see kind of like a bag and some pouches, and they're blue and brown, and it's just pretty neat, pretty cool. And I also like down here on the feet how he's got more of those scales, and this is more of a darker green. It looks really good. I like the details on that. And then also the claws on the toes are really, really nice indeed. I like those. And then back here we have the tail, which has more of those scales, but they're kind of like a bit more smaller and a little bit harder to see, but pretty neat. And then we have the back of the tail, which is again more of the yellow and green, and it looks really nice. And my favorite thing about this has to be the wings though, because they look really, really good. There's a huge wingspan on this. I'm not sure if I can fit it all into the shot here, but let's see. And sort of got it in there, and it looks pretty good. As you can see, the wingspan is huge on this, and I love the detail on the wings. It's got some yellowish green, and it's kind of translucent too if you hold it up to the light. Like, I don't know if you can see this, but you can kind of see my finger a little bit back there. It's kind of more translucent again when light's shining on it, but it looks really, really good. And the wingspan, like I said, is really nice. You can also see on the wings there's some rips in them and kind of like holes where I guess he's been attacked before, and just clashes with the heroes. So that's pretty cool, pretty nice. But yeah, the wings, they just look great. It looks really nice. I love how you can spread them out like that. Definitely one of the best things, if not the best thing about this guy. And also in terms of articulation, the head is on a ball joint, and you got a 360. You can look up and down. Then there's this kind of neck joint, which kind of moves, but it's kind of weird. It does rotate 360. Well, I think it rotates 360. Not sure about 360, but it does rotate a little bit. Then there's a 360 at the arms. It's a little hard to kind of get this one to move all the way around with the wings, but there's also a 360 there. A single jointed elbow, which might be because of how the wings are made. And when you do move the elbow, it moves the wings. That's kind of how you articulate it, in case you were curious about that. But this last one over here is on its own little bit of articulation, so you can move this one around without moving the hands or anything. So that's pretty nice. And then also at the wrist, there's a 360, and they're on hinges. And also, like, look at the hands. I don't think I showed these off. They're pretty cool. This one's got like more of a grip hand, and this kind of more of a slashing hand. And yeah, both of the hands just look really good. You have a 360 at the waist section, and you can look up and down, and then back here on the tail it goes up and down as well, and there's also a 360 there. And the legs, they come forwards and backwards and outwards, 360 at the thigh, double jointed knees, and the feet are on ankle rockers. So in terms of articulation, this is pretty amazing. They've done a really good job with this. And a lot of times when you have characters with wings, like the Falcon, who I recently reviewed, there's not really any articulation on that one. Well, there is on the figure, just not with the wings. But with this guy, they were really able to kind of do that, and I really like that. I like articulation, especially like on wings and stuff, because it just looks a lot cooler when you're like doing poses. And yeah, they've done a really good job with this one. I'm not a huge fan of Deadpool, so I wasn't really intending, like popped out there, so I wasn't really intending to pick up this way, but I really like the Sauron figure, which is why I did, and I definitely recommend picking it up. It's amazing and really good. Thanks for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe.